Hey guys, what's up? There's been a bit of news in the bodybuilding community. Kai Greene, out of the 2016 Olympia, confirmed in an interview with Bob Cicherillo on the last rep. Kai was his standard self. You'll see, I'll put clips and stuff in this video where you can see Kai being Kai, basically answering a question, but not answering a question. So he'll rabble on for about 3-4 minutes like a politician, not answer a question, then it has to get asked again. So check out this bit of footage. Kai Greene confirming he's basically not doing this Olympia.
Does Kevin Levrone place ahead of Kai Greene in this year's Olympia?
Well, absolutely not, because Kai Greene won't be there.
So then Bob goes on, he asks Kai Greene if you're going to be attending the Olympia. Watch Kai as he dodges the question, as Stanton Kai does.
Can I look down from the podium and see Kai Greene down there in the front row watching the Olympia? Are you as much of a fan as a competitor?
Well, see, that's the thing. I think there's a lot of time in my life where I've in my career, where I think I've been back and forth, under the confusion of whether to be an athlete or to recognize that you're a creator. I think the more I grow and the better I go, the better well-adjusted I become, the more I realize how important it is to really understand and accept that idea of being a creator, And with that, even if you do get on the stage to compete, you never want to be the person that identifies himself as a competitor. Just because of all the wonderful things that I've been able to discover about recognizing myself as that, a creator. New possibilities, I think, lie in the path of the man that recognizes his ability to create. And I think when you see yourself as a competitor, you work to hold yourself back. I am very, very excited when I think about not just the athletes that are going to the Olympia, but also the athletes that are coming into the universe.
Now, Kai, Bob has to ask it again, basically, and here's Kai, like he has to ask it in a certain way, but Kai just can't get out of it, so this is him answering it, finally.
Phil Heath, your good buddy, said that actually he watched you in New York, and he can appreciate your artistic posing, the Dirty Diana. We've heard that story. He was there cheering you on, actually, as a fan of the sport. So will you be at the Olympia cheering Phil on to a 6th victory?
Wow.
Will we see the standing O from Kai Greene as we hear the announcement and Phil Heath ties Dorian Yates? Or are you predicting a different outcome for the show? Put the Kai Stradamus hat on, Kai. What are we seeing in September at the Orleans Arena, brother?
Wow. Well, if I were to put the Kai Stradamus hat on, I would not foresee Kai Greene in the audience at the Olympia.
Okay.
So Bob looks like Kai won't be at the Olympia, probably won't be at the Expo, probably won't even make an appearance there. So what I found more interesting was what came out about, Kai kind of alludes to, he even said in another part, but I'm probably not going to put in here, that he says, everyone kind of knows the reasonings and stuff, why he's not in the Olympia. No one really knows, but there's rumors. So I think he's confirming those rumors. And listen to what Kai has to say now.
You've got the 5 Ps, I've got the 5 Ws. Who, what, where, when. Why is the 5th W? And I'd be remiss, Kai, if I didn't use that expression for the 100th time. But ask you, all the fans want to know. I've got to ask the question, Kai. Why?
Why what?
Kai, please.
You know exactly what. Why will Kai Greene not be competing on the Olympia stage?
Well, I think that there's some larger powers that are operating behind the scenes that have worked very, very hard to complicate things more than they needed to be. And again, not trying to put anyone under the bus or give anyone a black eye. And
I want to give you the opportunity to say very clear, this is your decision, correct? I mean, this is your call.
Well, it's one of those things where, someone can say that, hey, man, this is your decision, but I've now made it so that you can't go right and you can't go left, you can't go forward, if you're going to still do this under my watch. And sometimes I think when you find yourself in a position like that, the truth is to recognize that you're not a victim. You can make another choice. And sometimes the choices that you make, are not the ones that are forced on you. Sometimes you just have to expand your vision a little bit larger, to consider how you can achieve your goals and still not be held hostage to the limitations that another governing body may want to impose on you. So that's where we are now.
So Kai's basically, what he's doing by saying all this is he's basically slapping the Olympia promoter, which is Robin Chang, in the face by saying all this stuff. He's always saying that, it's their fault I'm not doing the Olympia because they've made it too hard for me. So he's just saying that to them there. I assume this is probably going to hurt Kai in the future, say he's got no other options. So yeah, he's kind of throwing him under the bus there. Okay, so Bob here is basically checking with Kai to see if it's his decision to not compete in the Olympia. He basically tries to confirm with him that it's Kai's full decision to not compete in the Olympia, but Kai doesn't really want to give that up. So I think that he's not wanting to disappoint the fans and not trying to look bad to the fans, but at the same time, still throwing Robin Chang under the bus. So let's hear that.
This is not an IFBB thing. So clearly the IFBB has nothing to do with
absolutely not
this decision. And it's not, like I say, nobody's preventing you from going in the Olympia. This is purely your decision.
Well, it's a decision that we've had to come to based on the information that was presented to us. I think, ultimately, without, trying to act in a way that's disrespectful of, other people's ability to do well. Again, not trying to step on anyone's toes.
Sure.
We just want to, if I am asked a question, I'll just answer it responsibly in saying that, you're never a victim. You really have to sometimes just be a little bit more creative with how you respond in an effort to respond accordingly and still attain your larger goal,
So by the sounds of it, Kai had an issue with the contract. What happened from there is, he had an issue with it last year, didn't compete, and now it seems like, well, from what Kai's saying, that they've put more constraints on there. So it makes it very hard for him to compete. There's a lot of constraints in competing. Maybe he gives up certain rights and things like that he's not happy with, so they've made it even harder. That's what I'm getting from what Kai's saying. Might not be true at all. I mean, Kai kind of hasn't really come out and said all that type of stuff. So yeah, I think it's kind of bullshit. So what should Kai be doing is not what he's doing now, because you see on social media now that people are pissed at Kai. People are saying, I'm sick of it. People don't care as much if this guy is Olympia quality and he's not competing in the Olympia. So if he's top 2, top 3 Olympian, people want to see him in there, but now people are getting to the point where who cares? Because Kai's giving me his bullshit answers. He's not coming out, he's not giving me the exact reason why he's not going to stand on stage. So if Kai wants to endear himself to the fans, again, I mean, he needs to come out and say, okay, this is what it says in the contract that I'm not happy with, and this is why I'm not competing, and actually tell people what's happening and not just saying, well, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. But he kind of is, in as many words. He may as well just come out and say it, I think. It says this in the contract, I'm not really happy with it, I'll try to work through it with him, whatever, that'd be fine. If it's something small in the contract and he's like, no, I'm not going to compete in it, no one's going to give a shit, Kai. If you're going to compete in the Olympia, not compete in the Olympia for this reason, people aren't going to bother saying, if Kai did it, he might have won. People aren't going to care. It's just going to be that Kai didn't do the Olympia those years and Phil Heath won however many Olympias. So you're going to go down as not being Mr Olympia. And even if you were in the Olympias and coming second regularly, you're going to be in the class at least of Kevin Levrone, Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, as greats to never have won the Olympia and still have the profile of almost being as high as a Mr Olympia winner. I mean, you've kind of already got a little bit of that already, but if you did it for another few years, like if you came second last year, came second this year, you could almost be the closest guy to ever winning an Olympia but never did. So you'd be better off doing that than pulling this bullshit and negotiating. I mean, I know Kai's under new management. He's got a massive following already, so what he's done, he's probably made more money. But competing in the Olympia, you're going to get a decent prize check for coming second. And I mean, you're going to get a lot of notoriety every time from competing in the Olympia, and obviously your future after bodybuilding if he's just competing that show. I mean, you look good enough, you look really good all the time in the off season. It wouldn't take you too much more to actually step on that Olympia stage. So I think he should do it, and if he doesn't, I reckon he should just come out and say it. I mean, Lee Priest has said much worse things about the IFBB and still then been allowed to compete. He kind of burnt his bridges too much there and kind of spoke out too much and went too far, competing in other federations and stuff like that. But Kai, by saying certain things, he's not going to be, I think, put in that situation. He might be in a bit of hot water for a little bit, but not forever. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Put your comments down below. I'm out.